we've had a poor year this year really. We started late. First round of the championship was April, I think, and then we didn't get a deal together till the end of March. So this year was it was always going to be hard work. It was just a bit of a write-off really. I mean, we spent the first round here I couldn't get a third gear all weekend because we made a proper seat that weekend, and then other than that we just couldn't get comfy in the car, and we were just using all the races as test sessions, and then made a bit of an improvement at Alton Park, but then had a big accident, which can happen to anybody. It's the first one I've ever had really. It's a pretty big crash, and then after that we just struggled with budget and everything, and then we just decided to call it a day halfway through last year. So I started to save some money up myself, and then doing as many jobs as you can, but then we've got a couple of sponsors together who I don't know who they want me to say who they are yet or anything, but hopefully that's agreed and we've signed and everything, so unless the worst happens then we've got sorted for next year, and signing a contract today I hope, and then it's all agreed and everything, so yeah, and then we'll get out testing soon. So at the end of 2010 I won the MSA Young Driver of the Year. I mean, it's backed by Racing Steps Foundation as well, which is always good. So I think that first came about probably when I was in Ginettas at the end of '09. The MSA set up their whole academy structure, which is quite strong now, and they're improving it every year. And I got picked to be part of the ACE scheme, which it was then. And that all started from there really, and then at the end of that year we did a lot of stuff at Porsche Performance here for fitness and everything, and we had a few lectures on psychology and everything, and they helped me a lot. Greg Sainz and James Rodencroft and everybody at MSA helped me a lot, and Robert Reed, who actually took quite a lot of interest in it, he's heading up the FIA Academy now as well, and they all helped a lot with meeting people and every aspect of the sport. But then towards the end of 2010 they had a shootout for the five best who they thought had done the best on the course, and we went down to race tech simulators in Pure Tech simulators, sorry, in near London, and had a go on the simulators there, and then they did a presentation and they picked a winner, and luckily I won that and got the award at the MSA Night of Champions last year, and yeah, that's all good. And I'm actually judging the 2011 award next week, so I'm one of the judges for that with Greg and everybody at the MSA. So yeah, that helped me a lot because I've met a lot of people that I never met through that, and helped me to get noticed a bit more as well, and helped me to get a bit of budget together. I mean, it's always good to go to a sponsor saying that theoretically they've picked you as the best young driver in Britain, so yeah, that's always nice to be able to say to people. I think 2011 was hard. 2010, which was my first try at Ford, I mean, I'd come second in the Ginetta Championship in '09, which I should have won really. I mean, it was mistakes by me and other people, and it just happens, but I won the most races out of everybody, and I think I got noticed through that. And then 10 started well. I was second in the Ford Championship halfway through the year, and then I just ran out of money because we started late that year as well, and we just never had a budget together this early. And then, like I say, last year was just a bit, it just wasn't great. I mean, we struggled with the car, with testing and everything. I mean, it's not so much the track time that you need, unless you're really just starting or you're really not that quick as a driver. You don't need to pound round and round and round. It's just actually getting comfortable in the car and then making sure that everything's right. So you just think about your driving, and then last year we just couldn't do it. So we came here and I struggled with third gear, had a poor qualifying, and then it just carried on from there really. I mean, and then we didn't get it together till the next round at Alton in qualifying. I put it P3 on the grid and then rolled it in qualifying, and it just happened like that. So yeah, pretty much everything that could have gone wrong last year went wrong. So, but I'm still young, so I didn't really mind doing another year in Ford, and I'm still only 18, and there's people who did more testing and had more track time before the start of last year's season than I had in, theoretically, 2 years in Ford, which I haven't had. I've probably done just about a season, but track time wise I'm quite a long way behind some people, so, and I never did any go-karting either, so I don't want to jump up too quickly. I've always been advised not to do that by people who've done it in the past, so yeah, I'm just looking for this year and just looking to win the championship really. That's all I want to do really. Well, I've agreed to do this, to do the Dunlop MSA Formula Ford Championship again with Jamin Racing, who I did a part season with last year. Once we weighed up what options we had, what budget we had together, and we're looking that we have had a couple of backers who've come in and helped us, and we're still looking for more, because it's always, always helps to have a bit of backup if anything goes wrong. So I'm still working every day to try and get a bit more. But when we decided that we were going to do Ford, especially when we heard about the new car and everything, we just thought it was quite exciting. And really, it's a toss-up between Ford and Renault, and we just thought Ford was as good an option. I mean, I've already driven a Ford before, so. And then when we decided that, we didn't really think of talking to anybody else but Jamin. I mean, I really enjoyed working with them last year. They're very professional, everything that they do. They've got really good driver coaching, and everything is sorted for you from fitness to get into places. They do everything for you. They really look after you, and they're a really professional outfit. And they've won the championship 7 years in a row, so they're the best team in it, and you want to try and get with the best team as you can with what you've got. This Formula Ford Sampler Day, I think, generally they just want a load of young drivers from karting or from other forms of motorsport just to come down, and it's a cheap way for them to have a go in their Ford. And it is a really good way, because everybody sort of gets half an hour or so of track time for pretty much no money, so it's good for everybody really. And for me today, it's just the first time I've actually driven this new car, because there's only 2 finished at the moment, so it's quite hard to get some track time. And yeah, I've just been out in it for half an hour, 40 minutes, did a longish run. So yeah, just for me, it's just getting some seat time in the new car before I actually start testing properly. And yeah, and I think for Ford, it's just a way to publicise their championship really well. They always put on a really good show and some really good hospitality, and everybody's really helpful, and it's just a way for them to sell their championship really. And I don't think anybody does marketing and actually hospitality better than they do, so for them it's really good. And yeah, it's just good to get some track time. It might not be much, but for somebody who's first trying to Ford, you don't want to be pounding around on your first day all the time, because there's just so much going through your head when you first sit in a single seater that you want it in a little bit. So yeah, it's a good day. I really enjoyed it. I've just stopped smiling, I think. So partly because I've not sat in a race car since June, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's good to drive, and it's just it feels a lot tighter than the old car. The old car's not old-fashioned, but when you look at it to the new one now, it just looks about 10 years old. That new one's come along so quickly, and they've designed it so well that it just genuinely does make the old one look old-fashioned. And the old one was a good car, and it was really enjoyable to drive. But I mean, this one's just got so much grip, and it's not particularly easier to drive, because once you've got that grip, you've got to get used to going around. It's not the same as driving a car with wings, but you've got to get used to taking a bit more corner speed in, and getting used to the difference on the brakes. And for a starting point, it's really good. I mean, there's a lot of development to do with it, obviously, but it is a good starting point.